All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have a guest here today. You've probably seen him beforehand. He has his own channel. He's a YouTuber, and I'm actually a big fan of his show. I watch his show probably almost every week or something like that. Adam Francisco. Hi, Adam. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Ray Infinity Show. Thank you so much for having me on. This is our second collab together, so I'm really excited to be here again on this lovely Sunday evening to chat with you about a lot of cool topics today.
Yeah. Also, I want this is episode 38, and like I also told you, you and Tara like about 2 months ago that for episode 50, I want both of you on here if you can, you guys can. So probably in the next who knows, 3 weeks maybe I'll get to episode 50. So I'll message you then, and so you guys can come hop on. So because literally I would just want episode 50 to just be this whole coming and talking. It doesn't necessarily have to be politics. Just go out and hang out. That's really all I want it to be. Really
sweet. We'll do that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So how would you, if you could explain to the audience how your political ideologies would line up, if you would?
I was a liberal my whole life for about 35 years. I was a pro-choicer. I was basically every liberal policy you could imagine I was on the side of. I agreed with. And about 4 years ago, I started my personal reawakening journey.
Yeah.
Really, one of the first dominoes to fall for me became pro-life in around 2017, 2018. And the election year was really a mind-opening year for me.
Yeah.
When I decided to support our President Donald Trump. And as I was leaving the left slowly and being pulled towards the right, just because I thought the right was common sense and more logical and more rational, I noticed that the hatred and harassment from the left was increasing. They felt like they were losing me as part of their cult. And a lot of leftists couldn't handle it. And it was really shocking to see, because I think if they did not behave that way, I might have ended up in a more moderate position. But because the left was so hateful and almost thrust me aside because my views were not aligning with theirs directly, I identify now as a right winger. But a lot of people joke around and say the right wing today is like a moderate 15 years ago. We're not that crazy. And a lot of us are not, we're not the white supremacists that they want to paint us as. I mean, we're both people of color, for example. I'm a Mexican-American Jew. So
and I'm half black, so I'm biracial.
Exactly. So when they try to call us a white supremacist or neo-Nazi or anti-Semitic, that shit falls really short. So I think that we're the new wave of, I'm not going to say I'm a conservative because I'm not a conservative. However, I think as I'm getting older, I'm becoming more conservative, but I'd still consider my views generally overall right-leaning. So I'm like a right-leaning former liberal, I'd say.
Well, I think you're more of like a right libertarian. That's how I would take it.
Libertarian is something that I've been, tinkering with lately, and that's a really good view of, I think, my views on a lot of things in the world, with the exception of abortion. I'm obviously highly against it, and I do think that it should be banned outright, fully, in all circumstances.
Same here. The only time I think it should be is if the woman's life is in danger, but that's it. And those are extremely rare circumstances. Rare, because I view that as like Kyle Rittenhouse, for instance. Like he was defending himself because he was going to be killed. Like a woman, she's gonna die if that doesn't have an abortion. And as bad as it would be to kill the baby, there's really no choice. So you got to.
Yeah, my issue with it is that a lot of leftists are all about. Not only are leftists okay with abortion up until even after the birth,
we keep the babies comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. but they don't even want to put the effort in of keeping the baby alive when that is an actual option, right? A lot of times they'll say, let's terminate the pregnancy, and that's terminating the pregnancy and killing the baby, in my opinion, are two different things. You could end the pregnancy, remove the baby, and then still try to keep the baby alive using modern technology.
Yeah.
And I feel like that should be the number one option all the time. Always save the baby. If you can, save the life.
Yeah.
But in the rare situation of, and I believe what you're talking about is it's like an ectopic pregnancy or something.
Yeah.
It's when the baby is born like outside of the placenta or something.
Something
that can cause death to the mother apparently in very rare occurrences. And that's different. Like if you're trying to save the mother's life, of course. But that being the only possible exception, being as rare as it is, I think every life should be cherished and valued. And any other position outside of that, you start to move towards eugenics, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, Noah in the comments. Adam, he's actually a YouTuber. He's actually a really cool guy. You got to check his channel out.
Oh, Noah's one of my guys. He's probably coming through from the promotion.
Adam Bathoda?
Oh, look at it. Noah Badi. Yep.
Oh, for some reason, I don't understand why he worded it that way. That's pretty weird, but okay then.
Yeah. So Noah, I'm on the Ray Infinity Show channel right now as a guest. And he's running an up-and-coming podcast show where he talks about a lot of cool stuff, including things like the Great Reset and I guess things that the left would call conspiracy theories. But he likes to really dig in it and go into those kind of topics.
Yeah, conspiracy theory is a badge of honor today. That's really what it is.
It really is.
Alex Jones is not nearly as crazy as people think he is. Like there's a few things he has gotten wrong. Yeah. Like the big one he got wrong with Sandy Hook. I completely agree with that. But I've actually did some research, and I believe he was intentionally given that fake information. It's called counterintelligence because, like, what the people like Alex Jones or even someone like David Icke, like, they're actually given the truth. They actually are given the actual facts. But within it, the people that give them these facts, they're actually putting like stuff that's fake in it to make them look stupid. Like talking about shape-shifting lizard people. Like, it's incredibly, like, if someone told you that they actually believe shape-shifting lizard people, you would call them an idiot. I believe, like, David Icke, I think he actually believes that, but he's clearly wrong about that because there are no shape-shifting lizard people. So yeah. I learned all this stuff from listening to Alan Watt. Like, you got to look him up. Like, he died last year mysteriously, and the guy was only in his 50s. So
I think that we're going to be seeing a lot more of that, sadly. And I don't want to go into too many details because I know YouTube likes to nuke our channels if we go too far down the rabbit hole. But I'm really, that's a good segue into one of the topics he wants to talk about today, which is the Great Reset. And I don't think that anybody can deny that we are in the midst of a reset right now in society across the board. And the old world that we know, unfortunately, I think is disappearing in front of our very eyes.
Yeah. Like, did you hear, I believe it was Dan Crenshaw, like at the Davos event, he was asked about the Great Reset, and he says, oh, it's just a cover-up for Democrat stuff. And like, oh my God, you're bot man. Like, you're against us. You're working for them. Like, the moment it came out that he was part of the World Economic Forum, I lost all trust in him because I was actually a big Dan Crenshaw fan before until I found that out.
Yeah, he had a really awesome commercial last year for himself where he positioned himself in the video as like a Call of Duty figure where he jumped out of a helicopter, and it was a badass video. I got to say, it was awesome.
I think he was actually. I think I saw he jumped out of an airplane. He was doing he was doing something for his buddy who was running for office as well.
Yeah, but he definitely has some very questionable positions, and that's one of them. He also spoke about Ukraine, talking about how we should be thankful that American soldiers aren't being sacrificed, and instead Ukrainian soldiers are. And I was like, yo, that's like a pro-war message, bro. Like. And as far as the whole Ukraine-Russia thing, again, we got to be careful on YouTube because YouTube says you can't downplay. I'm not downplaying it, but I just say I don't know what the hell's going on in that war. I have no idea. People ask me to choose a side, and I know that a lot of MAGA people are pro-Russia. I mean, I know it because I interact with them. A lot of them say that Putin's against the Great Reset and that he's the one fighting back. But I'm like, yo. Maybe that's true, but Putin's also like a communist, so it's like weird to support that. And Russia's also the aggressor. But then I'm like, but back in 2013 to 2015, every mainstream media outlet was reporting how Ukraine is one of the most corrupt governments. I'm like, so I don't know what the hell's going on. We need the war to end because it's creating too much havoc on all the global markets. Our oil prices, inflation. Yeah. I'm not going to blame Putin for our inflation. That's what the Democrats do. It's a lie. It's all Joe Biden. I think it's mostly Joe Biden's fault, but it's definitely not helping the situation.
Well, I want to get to that point first, where he said that there's a lot of MAGA people that's saying Putin is against the world, against the Great Reset. Are you aware that Putin was a member of the World Economic Forum? He was. That's not a joke. He was one of Klaus Schwab's young global leaders. He was.
There you go. He's got some guidance from there. Or, all I know is the Russia-Ukraine thing is an absolute mess.
Yeah.
I'm very anti-war. I think that we need to be diplomatic. And as a pro-lifer, that includes, I don't want to see loss of life in war.
Yeah.
I don't want to see loss of life in schools. And, that's a big reason why we've had all these shootings lately in the news with Buffalo and Uvalde. And I just want to say, rest in peace to all of the victims in those two horrible shootings. But it just, to me, is a reminder that the importance of the Second Amendment in this country. Like, we do need more good guys with guns. And I think that is the only solution right now. Of course, the Democrats are going to be trying to remove guns and restrict guns and gun control. The Democrats were losing so badly for the midterms right now. So badly for the midterms. They have nothing to campaign on. They have no victories. They have nothing.
Yeah.
And now they have two major things. Number one is Roe versus Wade, and number two are guns. It's just very suspicious to me.
Well, there was a lot of this. I heard this once that Roe v. Wade document got leaked. I heard that a bunch of left people and even some people on the right were saying that this was actually going to start a blue wave because now the Democrats have something to campaign on. My theory was if it does change anything, and it might change a little bit, but not much at all. It could change something, but if it does change anything, it'll be minimal though. That's how I view it.
I think that it had potential to make an impact. However, I think when people looked at the facts of the Uvalde shooting, for example, and people on both sides, this is one of the few subjects the left and right agrees on, that the Uvalde police waiting an hour and 20 minutes while those kids were being slaughtered, their response time,
that long.
Yeah, it was about an hour 20. Their response time was horrible. The police, the good guys with guns that showed up, were completely ineffectual. They did nothing. And it was a reminder that we as American citizens cannot depend on the police to help us and save us. There used to be a day where you could call 911 and know that you would have help. Yeah. One of the kids called 911 about 20 times, and for about an hour, 10 minutes, begging for help, whispering, "Please help me, please help me." And the police never came. For an hour, I can't even imagine what those kids must have been going through for an hour.
I don't want to imagine. I do not want to imagine.
And so what's going to happen is, while the Democrats could have really had a strong position for more gun control, I think the opposite's happening. It's a reminder of, actually, police are not here for us. Yeah. We all need to protect ourselves and our families. And teachers need to be armed. There needs to be armed security forces at every school.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. And I like what the Polk County Sheriff said. I don't know if you heard that, but the Polk County Sheriff of Florida said, if anybody comes near a school with a gun, if anybody comes near a school with a gun, they will put a bullet in their head.
Yeah.
And they will not allow them to harm our children in Florida. So that was one of I loved hearing that. And that's exactly how shooters should be treated next to schools. You come to a school with a gun and you look like you're going to use it. There's no playing around with that stuff.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Uvalde, they played around.
Well, I don't think citizens should have a gun on a school ground. I don't believe so. Unless you're like a security guard, officer, or if you're a teacher. Other than that, no, I do not. I don't think guns should necessarily be on school grounds. So yeah, that's just my view on that.
Right. I mean, the issue with gun-free zones is.
Oh, I hate. Speaking of, I'm gonna get into that, but you can finish. I'll say my point right after that.
I was just gonna say, like, first of all, bad guys. There's no such thing as a gun-free zone to a bad guy. That's the first thing. And secondly, the Buffalo shooter in his manifesto, he had basically written that he chose New York State as a location because they have what he called cucked gun laws, meaning he knew that he could bring a high-powered rifle into a store, and he knew that based on the laws and odds, the most powerful weapon somebody there would have would be a handgun or a pistol. And New York makes it extremely difficult to get a concealed carry. I looked into it before because I was curious. I've also dated girls that have been concealed carry holders in Florida. And New York makes it New York City makes it almost impossible to get a concealed carry license. So, and I grew up in New York City, so I never really worried about gun violence. It wasn't a thing when I was growing up, and I'm thankful for that.
To a degree.
To a degree, right? I'm just thankful I didn't experience anything negative.
Yeah.
But now I live in Florida, which is a gun carrying state.
Yeah.
And guess what? I've never seen guns either in real life. I've never seen situations where people pulled out guns in Florida, and I bet all the time I'm surrounded by it. The only time I will say I've seen guns in Florida was at a podcast when they had rifles all over the table because they were.
Was that Jeff's?
Yeah, Paint the Trouble.
Yeah, I love his.
They were showing some of their toys around. But again, these are professionals. I mean, these guys go to gun ranges. They're professionals. So I wasn't nervous at all, but just as many guns as I saw in New York City with strict gun laws, I've seen in Florida with, constitutional carry.
Yeah, I completely agree. But something I wanted to touch on when you talk about when you say gun-free zones, here's some gun-free zone incidents: Columbine, Sandy Hook, Aurora, Parkland, Virginia Tech, and I could go on. All of those instances where the most people were slaughtered were in gun-free zones. That's just how it is.
Yeah, these people become sitting ducks for evil people, and that's what happened with Buffalo.
Yeah,
and that's what happened with Uvalde. The only things that scare me, is I find it amazing how if we say the wrong thing on this stream right now about the election or about the vaccines,
just try to say the V word. Just try to say as V.
No, we could say the vaccine word. We could say that. Yes, you just can't go into details about it. So, but we could say the word vaccine. That's a fine word. I mean, you're gonna get they're gonna look at your video now. But as long as we don't say anything else, and I know the rules because I'm a YouTuber also.
Yeah.
But what I just find really funny, not funny, but really pathetic, is if we say anything about the election or the vaccine or the V word or COVID, YouTube will take your channel down within 24 hours. They will flag you, identify you, and give you a strike.
Well,
but these people are leaving comments on Discord, other public servers. Now, you could argue that they're done on their private chat logs. Someone's got access to it. I don't care what you say. And they get away with it. It's just it's so crazy to me that our society is holding people accountable for trivial transgressions, like saying the wrong thing about COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're threatening mass shootings months in advance, in great detail, which weapons you're going to use, the color of the skin of people you're going to target, the time of day that you're going to target people, it's like all these, and they don't get flagged.
Yeah,
they don't get flagged, and they're going to argue, but Adam, what you're saying is a threat to our democracy. You idiots! These people are killing lives.
Yeah.
What are these FBI, government, these letter agencies doing? They need to be focused on these people and leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah.
And let us have our freedom of speech about politics and current events and social issues.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, crazy. And when you talk about the V word misinformation thing, I actually had a video taken down for that. Actually, I forgot to tell you, but one of my old videos got taken down. Episode 5.
What did you say? Don't go into details, but
I'll tell you what it was in the private chat. But it was a joke. But what I was saying was, I'll just tell you the basic gist of it. What I can say, it was someone made a parody video of Bill Gates saying something about how am I going to wear this? Something that's unproven, and I just made a joke about it. So. Yeah,
I mean, the things that Bill Gates is saying about his own thing, you would have gotten banned a year ago for saying it. Bill Gates is saying things every day that was considered misinformation, but it turns out everything that we were saying for the last year and a half has been absolutely true.
I just sent in the private chat so you can see what it said.
And let me just say this to all of your viewers. First of all, Forbes.com made an article that said that what you told me in private chat is a fact. Like there's an article on Forbes where they actually had to change the headline because they thought it was too aggressive because it was too honest.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, and I'm allowed to say this, by the way, I already know the YouTube terms and conditions, so don't get scared. I am very thankful I am unvaccinated, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And again, whoever's watching this, if you want to do it, talk to your doctor, consult the FDA, consult the WHO, and follow their guidance, and always listen to Dr. Fauci. Hail Fauci. But I personally am just very happy that I'm not.
Yeah, but I don't care. If you want to get it, get it. If you don't. Like literally, I believe do whichever you want. Just leave me alone. That's all that's what I believe.
It's like, to me, it's like gay sex. If that's what you're into, you do you. Yeah. I personally am not into gay sex, therefore I'm going to skip gay sex. But if you want to do that, you do you. It's your body, your choice.
Yeah, like if you want to do that, go ahead. I don't care, but just leave me out of it.
Exactly. Don't involve me.
Yeah.
You do you.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to talk. Let's go into the Great Reset now, because that's actually the main topic I wanted to talk to you about. Like, obviously, like it was this past week, I believe, that the Davos event happened, and like you hear, like, was it Jack Posobiec? How do you say his last name?
Posobiec.
Yeah, Posobiec got arrested because at the Davos event. I think he was just outside the building.
He was detained, not arrested.
Oh. Yeah, and the World Economic Forum's own police force arrested him. So, yeah, that just. And did you see like all the speeches that Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab gave? Like, it was scary as hell. Like,
yeah, they're right. They're not even hiding it. They never were hiding it. They tell us every day, in our faces, what's happening. They tell us. They tell us that by 2030 we're going to own nothing and be happy.
Yeah.
And, to a degree, I do think minimalism is a path forward. I do think that people in general have become too materialistic. We are consumers. We're destroying the planet. Fine. I'll agree with all of that. But as the libertarian in me, if you want to go out and buy a lot of shit with your money, then you should be allowed to do that. It's your body, your choice.
Yeah. I wanted to play part of this. I can't play all of it. This was on InfoWars. I'm only going to play a small part of it because I don't want to get the stream taken down. But Alex Jones was talking about the Davos event, and I wanted to get what your opinion, what he was saying about this. So yeah.
Also be clear, the future is not just happening. The future is built by us, by a powerful community as you here in this room. We have the means to improve the states of the world, but two conditions are necessary. The first one is that we act all as stakeholders of larger communities, that we serve not our only self-interests, but we serve the community. That's what we call stakeholder responsibility. And second, that we collaborate. And this is the reason why you find many opportunities here during the meeting to engage into very action and impact-oriented initiatives to make progress related to specific issues on the global agenda.
Global agenda. Literally, he just says it right there. He says it. Global agenda.
Yep.
Klaus Schwab, like I go in deep into this kind of stuff, and like, are you aware that Klaus Schwab is actually a Rothschild?
I would not be surprised.
He actually is. He is on his mother's side.
Wow.
And Bill Gates is a Rockefeller.
Really?
Oh yeah. You can look this up, man. I showed this beforehand. I'll show it again. So like, yeah.
Let me see. Pull it out. Let me see that. Show me the receipts.
The receipts. Oh, well, I'm gonna show you this part first. 13 bloodlines.
That I know about. 13 bloodlines.
This part right here. Like here about the Russells, and this is another thing I found out. Bill Clinton is a Russell. He is. Like, wow. When I found that out, I was like, oh, that makes total sense now. So like all these elites right here, they're all connected. They all is like the Illuminati. That's actually something that's real. And the 13 bloodlines are the ones that control everything. So yeah. Well, yeah, I'll show you what I was talking about right here. Okay. Let me see. Bill Gates Rockefeller. Yep, it's Bill Gates but first John D. Rockefeller. Where is it? I'm trying to find this.
Well, they're going to call it a myth. Obviously, I see that link because
Bill Gates related to Bill Gates is related to the Rockefellers, albeit quite loosely. According to famous kin, Bill's seventh cousin 3 times removed is Nelson Rockefeller. So he is a Rockefeller. He is. So yeah.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of this stuff. So so all this stuff is really connected at the end of the day when you look at it. It just is. Like with this young global leaders thing at the World Economic Forum, like when you look at the list of who's all on that, not just Dan Crenshaw, Tulsi Gabbard is too. We already know that. I used to be a big fan of her till I found about that. So yeah, and then also Zuckerberg and a lot of BlackRock executives are part of the young global leaders.
Wow, BlackRock, of course.
Yeah, they're buying up homes across the U.S.
Yeah, so, they're squeezing out everybody from buying property and renting.
Yeah. Noah. I think what he's laughing at is like I'm getting to some of this conspiracy stuff right here. I think that's what he's referring to. This he looks like a Marvel villain. So this is something like I'm part German on my father's side, so I'm proud of my German heritage. But at the end of the day, you never trust a German in power. Because if you look at both world wars, Germany is always the one that's dominant because Germany wants Europe at the end of the day, and it still does.
Right.
Like not just both world wars, but Germany today, they still want Europe. They just will not say it like out loud like that.
Huh.
And plus, Klaus Schwab sounds his accent is scary when you look at it.
Yeah, he sounds like he does sound like a super
Darth Vader. Like literally Joe Rogan like a couple months ago when he was playing like a clip of when Klaus Schwab said they infiltrated governments across the world. He actually played some Star Wars music around him, like the Imperial March. Like literally when you look at, I can't play that here because I don't want to risk getting a copy strike playing Disney music, and we're going to get into Disney in a little bit. But I'm playing Disney music. I don't want to risk getting a strike from them. So yeah, Joe can get away with it because he's so big, but I couldn't, obviously. Yeah.
He also works for Spotify, so he probably has access to some of the rights.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the great reset is real. It's happening.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying. And that's actually part of why I'm in Mexico right now, is because
well, it's going to come from Mexico too. It's not just going to come from the U.S. I mean, U.S. will get hit the most, but it's already come for everyone else.
It's already coming down here. The people have been complaining that prices are going up across Mexico, and it's becoming a challenge for a lot of locals here to survive.
Oh,
so, we're seeing it here. The difference is if I come here with my dollars, just because the value of the dollar is so much greater, I'm still doing okay. I've been able to hedge the prices.
You can spend U.S. money in Mexico?
Well, I'm just saying when it converts to pesos, it's like 20 to 1. And,
okay.
I'm in a pretty sizable apartment right now. I could have this apartment for $500 a month, and that's a lot of money here. If I was a local, I could probably find something very similar for $250 a month rent. So, and if I had a roommate, I could find a room probably $150 a month rent. So that's the thing is I highly encourage some of your viewers, if you guys are watching this, if you are struggling financially in the U.S. and you're having a hard time making ends meet and your job is remote, I would strongly recommend looking to move to Mexico with roommates. Living down here for a 2-bedroom apartment, most 2-bedroom apartments here are about $700 a month. So that's with air conditioning. So now all of a sudden 700 divided by 2 is $350 a month. You can have a nice bedroom, nice apartment in a safe area by the beach for $350 a month.
With all the ladies near there too.
With all the chicas guapas. And if you could speak Spanish, that's even better for you.
I wish I could speak Spanish. I just can't.
But I'm just telling you guys, if you are struggling financially, and I'm seeing a lot more people in their late 30s do this too. That's the interesting part, is I'm seeing a lot of people in their late 30s getting roommates and moving to Mexico and doing shared houses. And I'm telling you, it is a really smart way to save money and survive in this economy for a few years.
Yeah, and I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe in one of your past videos, you said something around the lines like a guy in his 30s could get like a hot woman in Mexico that's in her 20s or something like that.
So that's the case really across any developing country. And, I'm not going to say this is tied directly to the Great Reset, but I know you wanted to talk about dating, and it's a good segue. Personally, I don't find any appeal in dating a Western woman anymore. It's been a sad realization that I don't find the appeal of dating an American woman anymore because of I think that we've become. I think personally, progressive feminism has destroyed dating in America.
Yeah,
I think sexual liberation, which I'm guilty of being part of, has destroyed traditional relationships in America. I think the left has, with the whole woman empowerment movement, has destroyed the blueprints for success in a relationship in America.
Oh, yeah.
I think, and based on all the research I've done, relationships are happier when people have a blueprint for how to behave in the relationship. And I like the ideas of a more traditional husband provides, woman nurtures. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with motherhood. I don't think there's anything wrong with one partner submitting to the other. They made these words negative things in society. They've made motherhood a disgrace. Literally, women who choose to stay home and raise the next generation of human beings are looked down upon by other career women who say to them, "Oh, why aren't you trying to do it all? You should have a job, a career, and be a mom. It's too much work. It's too much work." The American woman is stretched too thin. She's tired. She's out of shape. She's a bad lover. She's a bad mother because there's too many. You're making her wear too many hats. And I don't want to make it sound like it's all women's fault. It's not. Men are also not carrying their weight also.
Well, a lot of that has to do with there's like so many people, like men are growing up with fathers not in the house. That's a huge reason why.
It is a huge reason why, but also you have the normalization of hypersexuality with platforms like Instagram, which became Snapchat with the dirty photos, which became OnlyFans, where girls are just selling their body. I mean, look, the amount of money a 20-year-old can make who's attractive, and that's really who's on OnlyFans. Is you have the most attractive girls with the nicest bodies, or you have the fetish or the kinks.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie here. I'm just gonna be completely honest. I use Pornhub once in a while. I know that's funny, but I still do, though. Yeah.
Look, porn. I do also watch pornography, and I've been open about that on my channel. I've been open out with people. And is that a good thing? I read research both ways. I read research where it says it boosts a man's testosterone by 30%, but I also know that when you have that release, right, from porn, it kills the drive of you seeing a actual. You don't need to see the woman after that because you've had your release, right? It is what it is. I mean, I've had times where I was just like, I really want to go on and get laid. I really want to go on and get laid.
Yeah.
But then I'll just watch a porn video, and then I'm just like, all right, now I'm relaxed and I'm good. I'm just going to go back to play video games. I don't need to go out now.
Well,
and that's really antisocial if you think about it. Sad behavior. It's really sad behavior that's what our society is doing. So women are creating too much porn, and men. The reason why women are creating porn though is because it's profitable, because there's a market for it, and men are buying it and consuming it. So it's a lot of it's our fault too. Like we consume.
Yeah, and like another part of the thing is like a lot of the thing like if a guy's seen like a woman do all this stuff in porn, like all this crazy stuff. No, because like if you look at it, no actual woman, at least no moderate woman, at least some I don't remember the word, like some woman that's in the right mind is actually going to be into any of that stuff. Because like if you thought about that, she'll just slap you and call the cops if you even tried any of that. So
yeah, you know, it's I've been very open about this. My sexual history has been very liberal, right?
Yeah.
Where I have not put a high value on sex in my history. I do now that I'm becoming more conservative, but when I was more liberal, sex for me was very casual. Yeah. And I have met women that behaved like porn stars. I have slept with girls that ended up having OnlyFans. And I've watched them do crazy things on the videos, and I've actually I've never been on OnlyFans publicly. Like I'm saying I've never had any content on the internet. I don't want that.
Okay. Like whoa.
No, but I've filmed private videos for myself with with ladies, and one of them ended up becoming a porn star in Thailand. She ended up becoming years later she ended up becoming a porn. Like I could Google her right now and pull up a lot of shit.
Oh my God.
So I've been with those kind of women before. So they do exist, but it's so rare and it's so unique, and it's almost like a red flag. Yeah. When a girl in a real life starts to do things that you see in porn, like you just said,
they're crazy.
Exactly. Like, whoa, why is she so comfortable doing this? It's a little weird.
Yeah.
And I've had girls, and I don't want to get too graphic, but I've had some ladies prefer
crazy stuff.
Having sex not in the vagina.
I made a funny video about this kind of stuff beforehand.
I was like, that's you don't prefer that? You want? I'm like yeah. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like that's a little. Like I just met you. Like that's a little weird. This is usually what married couples do. Like 2 years into a relationship, when things get boring, and you want to do this on the first date. I mean, like, it's sexy and it's hot, but like at the end of the day, it's kind of like, whoa, like this is not is this the kind of girl you want to marry?
Yeah, and, like I also like one of my first videos was actually a video called "Nasty Ass Sex Stories," because like what it was like when my buddy who he back in the day he was a player, and he told me about these stories that happened to him. I was like, oh my God, man. And I just made a video about this, and like I'm not going to play the video right here, but after this you can go check it out. Like I'll send you the link right here in the private chat. So awesome. you can get a general idea. So give me 1 second.
Oh yeah.
Because like when I heard this stuff, like the stuff that he was describing to me, I was like, you gotta be kidding, you gotta be lying. And then because literally, this is the kind of stuff that actually is in porn, like literally, like and like all this nasty stuff that was happening to him. So yeah.
So I mean, like ultimately, the problem with America is that transactional sex, exchanging money for sex or favors for sex has become normalized. There used to be shame in that, right? Where sugar babying was a shameful lifestyle.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Now women are like, if you're not a sugar baby, what are you doing? If you're not getting paid, what are you doing? So what's happening is only the men with the most resources now are getting all of the women. And a lot of these young girls who behave like they have forever to be young and beautiful.
Yeah.
They don't even care if they share the same dude as long as they're getting their piece of the pie. As long as they're getting their $2,000 a month stipend from the men, they don't care if the man is giving it to 10 other women. Whereas, I mean, there's a famous expression, right? The expression is, would you rather date a man that has $1,000 and gives you 500, or would you rather date a man that only has $1 and gives you all of it, right? And unfortunately, women today, and it's weird, right? Because women in America make the same money as men do. And
they actually make more. They make more.
Right, exactly. So it's really bizarre that women have somehow found a way to hijack the system to have their cake and eat it too, right? Where they get paid slightly more than we do, and yet still demand and expect us to pay for them. And so it's almost like they're getting double income. And the reason why that's even backfired even more now is because historically, if you had a woman who did not work, right? She was just a sugar baby.
Yeah.
You could say, hey, baby, I'll give you a couple $100, and she'd be thrilled. But now, because she has her own income, making, let's say, $100,000 a year, for you to sugar baby her, she's going to want to at least double her income. So now, if you offer her $300-$400, she's not even going to blink because she's already makes that in a day for herself.
Yeah,
she's going to be like, if you want me, you're going to have to give me $1,000 in addition to the salary she makes in her full-time job if she has one.
Yeah,
and that's what's happened is women have found a way to make double income, and it's really only benefiting the wealthiest men. And if you want to play into that game, you could do that. Have I had sugar babies before? I have. Have I had them in the U.S.? I have. And it is exponentially more expensive to do that in America than it is when I go to Thailand, for example. For Thailand, the average man could be a sugar daddy to multiple women.
Yeah.
You could have the life down there if that's what you want. I mean, personally, when I was a younger man, it was appealing to me. Nowadays, not as appealing. And it's funny that it's less appealing to me now, though, because I'm pro-life. That's what really changed, right?
Yeah.
Before when I was pro-choice, I would sleep around, not even consider the consequences, and I just know that I could abort or Plan B whenever I wanted. And I still think Plan B is very good to have.
Yeah,
I think it's a reasonable solution. Nowadays, because I'm pro-life, if I go out for tonight, for example, if I go out here in Mexico and I sleep with the 6. And I knock her up accidentally, and she's like some Catholic girl.
Yeah,
I'm going to be tied to her for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
and I am now very aware of that, and I would not abort a baby at this point in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm being way more selectful.
Yeah, you should be
sleeping with, and I'm on the pursuit to find a more serious partner in the Philippines when I get there, or Vietnam, whatever it is, whatever comes first. But it's funny that this political game that I'm in, this MAGA hat wearing, has just made me, I think, know what I want and realize I need to go overseas to more traditional cultures to find it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Like, I've never thought about that before. I don't know if I can necessarily ever leave the U.S. because I got family here because I just don't know if I ever could. But like in about maybe 20 years down the line, if I ever thought about it, maybe. But that's almost like almost 0%.
Let me just say, the women that you can date here, add 2 points of hotness, and that's how you'll find overseas.
Yeah,
just because you're an American man.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know there are a lot of hot women out. A lot of the women outside the U.S. are probably women outside the U.S. are actually hotter than women here. I actually
and they're less obese.
yeah. But my dream girl of all time is Scarlett Johansson. I'm just open about that part.
You have good taste. So you need to go out to Eastern Europe, man, and you can find a clone of Scarlett Johansson in Eastern Europe. You could easily find that for yourself.
Yeah. Well, I would need to get back into shape a little bit because I'm not in shape. The best
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised what American men can pull overseas.
Yeah, it would take a bit, but who knows? Who knows? Like, who knows what the future holds? Because I don't know. I'm just right now. I'm just getting by right now. That's just my goal right now. Like, I have some long-term goals, but that's not for like a while down the road. Because my goal right now is to just go on with life, and then just if what comes, it comes. That's just how I view it.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's good view.
Yeah, but like to what you said about like a little bit ago about what about women that only get with guys for the money and stuff like that. Like there's an old saying about it, like there's this ugly dude out there who is rich, and he has this hot babe, and the only reason she's with him is for the money, and he knows that she's there just for the money. But he's there just so he can get some, or just so he can show that he has a woman with his when he ever goes around talking with his buddies. Now, if it's ever opposite, we're like a woman like has like a rich my mistake. If like a rich woman, like if a poor dude is with a rich woman, the only reason that the woman is with him is just so she can make her ex jealous. That's the only reason why that happens. Yeah. Oh, this is actually pretty funny. Right wingers are delusional.
I mean, I don't even know what that applies to on this conversation today.
We're just having fun, man. That's all we're doing. So
no, but I just don't understand which part of anything we said would be delusional. I think everything we're saying is very fact based. I mean, you're pulling up videos of the World Economic Forum.
It's morons like you two why the GOP is falling apart. Well, here's the thing, though. I'm registered as a Republican, but I don't consider myself to be a Republican because
I'm actually registered as an independent.
Yeah, the only reason I'm registered as a Republican is just so I can go to the primaries. That's all. If I wasn't, if I could just go to the primaries and not be registered as a Republican, I wouldn't be registered as a Republican. Yeah.
I mean, look, at this point, though, it's just at the end of the day, Republican values have been proven to be the stronger values in our society. The left has absolutely gone insane. They've gone off the rails. We all know that. Yeah. I mean, look, the left believes in so many hoaxes and just a stream of I mean, how many things that they get wrong? The Breonna Taylor shooting, that she was asleep in bed, that's been disproven. That Kyle Rittenhouse was some crazy lunatic with a gun, that's been disproven. That Trump colluded with Russia, that's been disproven. I mean, the Covington kids, that's been disproven. The Jussie Smollett hoax, that's been disproven. I mean, how many times does the left have to be absolutely crazy? They believe men can get pregnant. They believe that there is an infinite number of genders. They believe that men can have periods. They believe in so many things that have been just completely shut down in the past couple of years. They have no credibility. They live in this really weird reality. And Republicans, I believe, based on our values and based on a lot of things that have happened, we are the party of common sense, sound reasoning, rationality, and that's what we are. And I'm actually really happy that Trump is not president right now for one reason only. It's exposing the ineffectualness of Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. And the numbers speak for themselves. 83% of Americans think America's on the wrong track right now.
I think you're going to love this comment. Yeah. Then why do we liberals control the White House and the Congress? Adam, wake the hell up and grow up. We can't comment on that for obvious reasons, but I think you probably know why we feel the way we do.
We can't comment on that for obvious reasons, which, again, we're on YouTube and your oligarchs will throw us off the platform. But I will say that the red wave this September is going to be juicy. And we're going to have 4 to 8 years of beautiful Trumpism back in the White House. Because the bottom line is Trump's coming back in 2024.
Yeah.
And I'm just so thrilled that all this inflation and the gas prices and all this crap that's happening and the crime and the war, I'm just happy that this is all happening under Joe Biden and not under Trump, because this just is just showing you guys in black and white, clear as day, who the better leader is.
Yeah,
So,
Steve, we said it already. We can't say why we think the way we do about 2020. We can't say that because this video will get taken down.
and that's the thing. That's the thing. And it's already been proven. All these platforms are
2,000 mules.
There's 2,000 mules. There's two things. All these platforms are basically propaganda vehicles for the Democratic Party. Twitter, big tech, all those. But here's where it gets even crazier, Mr. Steve. Here's where it gets even crazier. And Twitter came out and admitted this openly. They can't censor the left, because if they censor the left won't use the platform anymore, because the left can't handle it. So they censor the right to keep the left happy, because the right, we understand free speech. We want free speech for everybody, but we can also handle being censored because we're grown adults. The left can't handle free speech for all. And if they don't censor us, they'll leave the platform. So everyone's on your side, Steve. You're part of no resistance. We know what happened in 2020. There's just 2,000 mules. It's out there for you to see. Enjoy
your buddy Adam posted a funny comment. I ate 2,000 burritos.
I had 2,000 burritos out here in Mexico, and they were delicious.
Yeah.
I also had a hot dog today. I just cannot wait for Trump to come back in 2024. It's going to be such a beautiful, glorious day.
Yeah.
And the God Emperor Donald Trump returns.
Yeah.
And puts our country back on track.
Yeah.
We need to get our inflation under control. We need a businessman right now in the White House.
Yeah.
We need a businessman.
And also, Steve, we're not right wingers in the way that the left is trying to portray us. We just lean more to the right. Like Adam is a libertarian. I'm a conservative, because neither one of those are far right if you look at it. There's some things I disagree with Trump on. Like the big one I disagree with him that he did recently was when he endorsed Dr. Oz. I disagree with that completely. Now,
because Dr. Oz has a horrible past for conservatism.
Yeah,
I mean, Dr. Oz featured trans children on his show, trying to promote it.
Yeah, like I said, I don't agree with Trump on everything. I don't, but if you look at the past, say 40 years, I think he's probably the best president we've had.
Yeah, he knew how to run a country. He got us from point A to point B, and all of us were richer for 4 years. Our employment rates were at a record low. Every marginalized group in this country was thriving. 2.5 million Americans were taken off of food stamps. Black Americans were receiving reduced prison sentences. Black Americans were being let out of jail for crimes that they shouldn't have been in jail for, nonviolent drug offenses. Trump helped pass the First Step Act. He also helped pass the Right to Try Act. He made animal cruelty a felony. Trump did so much good for this country. No new wars. First president to start no new wars in decades. Yeah. So, I mean, look, we just rebuilt our military, strong border, strong military, strong police force.
Yeah.
Deportations were at a record low, half of Obama.
Yeah.
Trump had 10% of the kids in cages that Biden did. Did you know that Joe Biden put 25,000 kids in cages last year?
I thought it was more than that.
It was about 25,000. And Trump at the peak had 2,800 kids in cages. And the mainstream media made it seem like it was the biggest deal in the world. And then when Joe Biden has 15,000 Haitian immigrants under the bridge, media tries to cover it. They hide the drones.
Thanks, Obama. Actually, in Trump's first 2 years, the economy slowed compared to Obama's final 2 years. No, what it did was it didn't go up immediately. It took some time, but then at the end of 2018 into 2019, the economy was the best we've had in 50, 60 years. So
yeah, Trump's going to come back and do it all over again, and it's going to be glorious.
And he rebuilt the economy twice.
I understand that it might actually start a civil war when Trump returns in 2024. Because the left won't be able to handle it, and that'll be interesting times to be living through.
Well, the thing that will that it could start a civil war, but the main thing that could start a civil war is if Roe v. Wade is overturned this month. Well, and about within the next month.
It will
like
be. Because abortion is evil.
Yeah, like I believe the decision will come down in June. I believe it is. I either June or July. I think it will be June, but yeah. But here's the thing: I'm still not convinced it's going to be overturned because Gorsuch, Barrett, and Kavanaugh have been threatened, and they're not clear. I like them, but they're not Clarence Thomas. They're not because Clarence Thomas and Alito are willing to hold their ground. I'm still not 100% sure on the other three though.
You know, Roe versus Wade is one of the most racist policies that America's ever passed in history. It's killed almost 70 million Americans, and it's done the most damage on the Black community. And it's turned Black babies into coin tosses. Meaning 47% of Black pregnancies end up in abortion. And so it's genocide of the Black community. And, Margaret Sanger, the creator of Planned Parenthood, she was a eugenicist.
She was a legit racist.
They put Planned Parenthoods around poor neighborhoods in order to motivate poor people to get more abortions. And specifically, they target Black communities and Latino communities. So it's if you want to talk about systemic racism.
Yeah, I got it. I love this comment from Steve. You pro-lifers are absolute hypocrites. How are we hypocrites? Can you explain why we are hypocrites?
I'm anti-war. I'm anti-death penalty. I'm pro-guns. And all of that is consistent in protecting life. All of it.
Well, I believe in the death penalty. And the thing is that when all these pro-choicers, they always bring because they always go rape and incest immediately. That's the first thing they always go to. They almost never talk about just regular abortions. They use these freak occurrences to justify, like Kermit Gosnell killing hundreds of babies that were in the third trimester, and they were not even rape or incest. They were just natural babies. And then, literally. But to get to rape and incest, I am actually for executing and castrating rapists. I'm for that. So yeah,
castrating. Chemically castrating is fine.
Yeah, I'm actually, I believe either one of those you can do. So yeah, I'm fine with that. But you aren't anti-children dying and getting shot by an 18-year-old kid. You're going to hell. I'm starting to think this guy's some troll or some bot. I'm starting to believe that now.
Yeah, I think I've seen his name before, and I really do appreciate his engagement, and I appreciate him being in the chat room and sharing his thoughts with us. But
what's wrong with ARs?
By being pro-gun, we actually are very pro-life. Ultimately, what stopped the shooter was a gun.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Uvalde police were cucked and cowards, and the good guys did not do what they were supposed to that day. They made those kids wait an hour, 20 minutes. I think most people in the situation would have stormed in right away. And if you reviewed their protocols for active shooters or even barricaded shooters, the guidelines for Uvalde police and all of their protocols were very simple. End the threat as soon as possible. Get in there and end the threat. There's a lot of techniques they could have used. For example, they could have distracted the shooter through the windows, created a diversion elsewhere, and then barricaded the door. Anything to keep that kid focused away from the children. Yeah. And they didn't do any of that stuff. So, again, you want to blame the guns. You're an idiot. Guns protect us. They've always protected us. They protect schools. They protect government officials. They protect the White House. They protect the president. They protect guns are just, that's it. Guns are part of USA. You're not going to get rid of them. It's our second goddamn amendment in the Constitution. So you're going to have to get used to that. And if anything, we're just going to have more courageous people with weapons and guns and know how to use them. That's the only solution we're going to have here.
Yeah.
So we're very pro-life. Yeah. I did a whole stream about Uvalde. My co-host Tara is actually at Uvalde right now at the memorial. She saw Joe Biden today when he came into the country, and Americans pleaded for help with Joe Biden because Joe Biden's destroying this country across the board. It's not just school shootings.
Yeah.
it's rent, it's inflation, it's jobs, it's health. There's no hope in this country right now under a Joe Biden presidency. Zero hope.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not in the country right now. That's why I'm outside of the U.S. right now. Living large, elsewhere overseas. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm fine with an 18-year-old buying a gun. I'm fine with that. I'm just not fine with mentally ill people buying guns. Like
correct. Yeah. I'm not fine with how he used his guns.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, a lot of solutions that the Democrats come up with would not have helped in the situation.
Yeah.
You know, if this kid did not have a history, a criminal record, or anything like that, then what exactly would prevent him from legally obtaining a gun? And then you want to get into red flag laws? Sure, I think red flag laws could be great, but the problem is they're abused a lot of the time by like angry ex-lovers who will call the police and be like, "My husband's telling me he's going to kill me, even if he never was going to do that." They can just lie and say that.
Yeah.
Me and Ray spoke about this earlier. I just find it interesting that if we say the wrong thing about the election, we get banned immediately. But this kid for 2 months was plotting, at least as far as the Buffalo shooter, and even Uvalde, he was planning it for days before publicly on social media platforms. Yeah, people reported him to the FBI. Yeah. The German girl reported him to the FBI before the shooting.
Yeah,
they had heads up knowledge.
Yeah, like and here's the thing though about not just these both shootings, but all the major ones. Like
and then he acts, and then Steve acts like there's not other ways that these people can inflict harm on other people, such as cars. 37,000 people die a year from cars, and you could take a car and plow through just crowds of people, which has been done.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's knives, there's other types of weapons besides ARs. There's pistols.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody who wants to commit a violent act will. It makes no sense to blame an AR because guess what? There's over 100 million registered legal gun owners in the country, and there's not 100 million shootings every day.
Yeah,
mass shootings by crazy people are so uncommon and so rare. Yeah. And as you said, Ray, earlier, they happen in gun-free zones because people are cucked, and we just need more guns on the street in good guys' hands.
And when you talked about these guys showed signs beforehand, not just these guys, but all the major ones. Most outrageously in Parkland, where a guy called cops 42 times and what was it? I believe it was somewhere around there, and called the FBI 3 times, and every time he said the guy's going to shoot up the school. Okay, we'll make a note of that. The guy's going to shoot up the school. We'll make a note of that. The guy is bringing a gun to school to shoot people. Here's his manifesto. We'll make a note of that. I mean, are you kidding me? Or if you want to go to probably the most disturbing one, Aurora. The Aurora guy, he told his psychiatrist that his goal in life was to kill as many people as possible, and he's now got his new AR-15 to do it with. And the psychiatrist didn't say anything. That psychiatrist should have went to jail for that. I truly believe that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Or the Virginia Tech guy. He came home goofy and incommunicable. He never acted like that beforehand. And this was not long before the shooting happened. Or with the Columbine guys. The parents walked through the garage for 3 years where the bomb making materials were on the table. And literally these guys were actually getting into in trouble multiple times before the shooting even happened. They got I believe one of them, I could be wrong, but I believe they destroyed someone's house or someone's car or something like that. I forgot exactly, but it was something along those lines. Literally no one did anything.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. And also, before you go, man, I want to talk about the last topic. I want to talk about some of this woke stuff in movies and TV shows and like that. You were at that protest against Disney about a month ago, I believe.
I've been to many protests against Disney.
Yeah, I was actually watching Jeff's live stream. And I actually saw you were there. You actually popped on there for a second, and yeah, that's how I found out about that. And his live stream was hilarious. He was.
Oh, he's great. He's great. He's fantastic.
Yeah, you got to get him. You got to ask him if you got to ask. You got to tell him you should come on my show sometime because
he would. He doesn't do the remote stuff as much though. He likes to do it in person.
Yeah, like maybe you should try to get a hold of him and let him know that I'd like to have him on sometime. So like, yeah, but like this, like wokeism is destroying movies and television. It truly is. Like literally everywhere you go, there's something woke. Like no matter what, there's either a movie or a show, and they take your favorite thing that you liked as a kid and they add their own identity to it to make it look so their agenda gets out there. And like and when they do this, it's unnecessary and it destroys the product. Like probably one of the big ones from last year was Masters of the Universe Revelations. And I'm not sure if you watched that or even like He-Man or anything like that.
No.
But what happened in the very first episode? He-Man gets killed in the very first episode, and the entire show is just about Teela, this female character, and like all these female characters look buff, like they look bigger than the guys do, truly. And then like in the final battle, when He-Man gets brought back to life, he's not even in the final battle, and it's all about Teela. Literally, that's what it is. Yeah, like
yeah. I mean, there's a point when these movies completely branch away from reality, like when you have women who are like 5 feet tall in real life, and then they're in the movie positioned as like action heroes, and it's like it just doesn't. It doesn't look realistic, when a 5 foot tall, 90-pound woman is kicking the ass of like make it a little realistic, make the woman built a little bit. So
yeah,
the wokeness really is very frustrating.
Yeah, like back to that comment beforehand. I actually prefer women that like stay home and do and like take care of the house and the kids, like a maid, because I actually prefer that. Plus, that's actually hot to me a lot more than like a woman that just works all day.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Steve is obviously desperate for attention because he's flooding our chat with copy paste, copy pasta, and we appreciate his spam. And
like you can be here. I don't care. Like just yeah. Like I can tell you're probably not a bot, but but if you were a bot, I would ban you from this. But because you're not a bot, I'm not going to ban you.
But look, it just goes to show you the liberal mentality of how they behave. A lot of ad hominem attacks, which have nothing to do with the topics we're talking about, and the crying out for attention by copy pasting it 17 times or whatever he did. It really just shows just lashing out and an inability to control his emotions.
Yeah.
And, again, I don't know what he looks like at all. I'm sure that he's a lot uglier than we are. But this is called the asymmetry of information.
Well, he's probably just some 14-year-old who has no life, has no friends. He doesn't get any pussy at all. So, and he says, you don't get any. He said, neither of us get any. So,
and I just find it interesting because his name is Steve Wilson, allegedly, and that would assume that he'd be a white guy. And according to liberal ideology, you're not allowed to insult people of color because you are punching down, Steve Wilson. You are the oppressor, and you are punching down on two oppressed people right now. So I think that you're being a racist person, and I just want to say, bless your heart. God bless you. I hope that you're doing okay in life. I know that we're all struggling because of Joe Biden's America, but it seems like you're struggling more than a lot of people in America are today. So my thoughts and prayers are with you. And we're going to dedicate this stream to you and hope that you find the right path in life.
Oh, and Steve, I actually broke up with my girlfriend a couple months ago, so I'm not just some loner, so like that. So yeah.
But thank you for the engagement, Steve. It helps the algorithm for his show.
Bringing more people here. It's like, this is actually pretty fun. Like, I've gotten raises in Joe Biden's America. Hallelujah. I actually have something I have to say something about this comment. I have to. Just because you got a raise does not mean you gained any value. You didn't gain any value, buddy. Like, I got a raise, but I didn't gain any value this year. I didn't. So I actually lost value when I look at it because of how expensive it is at my local store.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you too, Adam. Like, I don't know
Well,
what.
I haven't had a job in 5 years, so I'm not. I don't have to. I don't have to talk to a boss or ask for a raise or anything. I give myself my own raise when I need it. So
wait. So what do you do then outside of this podcast?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out my life, but I have enough funds to float for a long time. So
okay.
I've just been chilling for 5 years now. So congrats on your raise, but that sounds to me like you still have a job that you're poured into. And I hope you enjoy your vacation days. I hope you enjoy asking your boss for some time off. And I hope when you get home, your feet aren't too exhausted from working all day or looking at spreadsheets all day. I hope you enjoy that with your 401k, whatever you have.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Steve.
Yeah. Me, I actually have like a regular job. I do. I just work in a deli.
There's nothing wrong with that, but you're not going on streams bragging about being 6'3" or having a hot girlfriend. Meanwhile,
I'm 5'11".
If I was 6'3" and I had a hot chick, I would have a YouTube channel and I'd show that shit off. So the fact that he doesn't means he's a liar. That's what we could deduce from that.
Yeah,
I wish that I spent my Sunday nights on YouTube just making up fantasy stories about myself.
Yeah, when I get my next girlfriend, I might bring her on the stream once every now and then. I might do that actually.
Start an OnlyFans. Fuck it, it'll be more profitable.
Yeah, I'm not exposing myself on an OnlyFans. I'm just letting you know that.
No face, no trace.
Yeah. I'm fine. I'm doing this, but I'm not no OnlyFans. No.
Hey, in some ways, we're exposing ourselves worse by doing this than an OnlyFans.
Yeah,
because this really triggers people like Steve. They get really triggered by this.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Like remember when Jeff says in a lot of his videos, "Triggered weirdo."
Exactly. Triggered weirdo.
Yeah,
I gotta hop off, man. But this was super fun today, as always.
Yeah, like in the next about 2 or 3 weeks when I get to episode 50, you and Tara got to come on. I'm also might see if I can get the other guest on and plus another one with it.
Sounds good, man. I'm down.
Okay. Oh wait, but before you go, man, where can my audience find you at?
You guys can all find me on YouTube, Adam Francisco, TikTok, Adam Francisco, TikTok 2. Instagram, Adam Francisco, Truth Social, and Twitter.
Yeah.
And OnlyFans.
I'm Ray. You can like this video, subscribe to this channel, share this video, and turn on notifications so we can beat this YouTube algorithm. Because my channel is shadow banned as hell. Like my channel is more shadow banned than yours, Adam. Way more. It's not even. Yeah. So yeah. Like also you can subscribe to me on all the other platforms because I'm on them: Spotify, Twitter, Rumble, BitChute, Stitcher, Apple, Google, and Minds and CloudHub. You got to try CloudHub. That's actually in Gab. Those are pretty cool spots. Yeah. I'm Ray from the host of the Ray Infinity Show with Adam Francisco. Catch you guys later. Peace.